about to kick off here. Manny Correa versus Pablo Caballero. And I've been waiting for this one tonight, Vince. Two guys that are put together fight-wise, the skill set and the weight class we love here in boxing. These guys really are going to put on a show here for us tonight. And Manny brought half the crowd with him here. They are standing up over on that side of the ring, just waiting to see their guy take it to Pablo tonight.
Yeah, it should be a great matchup. Pablo is a really experienced striker. We've actually seen him in the Quadragon here as an MMA fighter, so it'll be interesting to see how he shakes out as a boxer here in this fight. Both men exchanging pretty good back and forth. And they're being patient. You know, they're neither one of them's been landing big shots, but they're both in there exchanging evenly.
Good left hand there from Manny Correa.
Oh, big right hook from Pablo. Before I've seen in Manny's fights, he's coming forward, applying pressure. Sometimes he does eat some shots on his way in.
One thing I noticed that's unique about Pablo so far is when he's throwing, especially when he's inside the pocket there, his eyes are really low and his head is way down. It almost looks like he's throwing blind when he's throwing inside like that.
Yeah, it could be staying overly cautious with his chin and making sure his chin is low. That's a big right hand there. Manny's trying to find his range and get off here.
55 seconds to go here in round one, and we've seen enough action in this bout to last 3 rounds so far. Good job from both of these guys, weighing in under 130 pounds for this 4-round bout.
Nice body shots there from Manny, right hook and a left hook. Nice right hand on the break.
And you can tell difference stylistically here as Pablo loves to fight inside. It looks like his entire goal here is to lower his head, come in, and make this fight dirty if possible.
And, you know, again, we kind of alluded to it earlier where Manny will come forward, get aggressive, and eat a shot. Eats a giant left hook there, but wears it well. Has a great chin.
And that is it for round number 1. Pablo, they start taking their toll on you. And that was the 10-second whistle. We're about to start round number 2. Manny Correa versus Pablo Caballero. And Pablo is wearing the white trunks with the gold trim. Manny in the black trunks with blue trim.
Both men are warmed up and exchanging really well right in the center of the ring.
And both look fairly happy to throw as hard as they can right in the middle of the ring there, too.
Good back and forth exchange. There you see it, Pablo again win those double underhooks. Nice right hand on the break for Manny.
Now, Vince, you talked about it before, and being a pro fighter yourself and now a trainer with your gym, I'm curious about your opinion, because we're seeing it a lot more now lately too, where MMA fighters are stepping into the boxing ring. They're not just sticking with the one sport anymore, and you know where that really started with Conor McGregor making such a public fight with Floyd Mayweather, and now you're seeing a lot of these fighters doing this as these guys are both throwing haymakers, and Manny Correa looks to be taking advantage of round number 2 here.
Yeah, I can see why Manny's brought such a big crowd with him. I mean, he's just he's like a Toro Gotti style boxing, just coming forward and throwing big hooks and big shots. So very exciting. And Pablo's did a good job weathering it so far.
And I know you folks can hear it through our microphones alone. Manny's crowd is just going crazy. You've got to think that that's got to have some motivation for him behind it too.
Yeah, and we're going to see too, as these rounds start to go, the difference in efficiency of movement from someone who's 100% boxer to someone who does boxing but also does MMA. And I think you're going to see Manny's movements are just going to be a little more efficient in there. And because of that, his energy is going to be able to stay high throughout this entire fight.
And that's exactly what we are seeing. And that, you know, back to what I was asking you before, we were unable to, as loud as everything got, to get your opinion on it. Is that why a lot of these MMA fighters are starting to box more professionally?
You know, I think that Pablo was a really good striker in MMA, and so he could just be trying his hand here. Wow, both men really exchanging big shots here. What a fight. So he could just be trying to kind of like, you know, cast a wide net and stay as busy as he can, or I don't know if he was trying to transition. Man, he's really landing some big shots here.
And at the 10-second mark, both fighters landing some big shots. You know, Pablo doesn't look worse for the wear yet, but I gotta say, round number 3 in this 4-round, 130-pound bout, Manny Correa versus Pablo Caballero. 7-7 is Pablo's record, 7-0 for Manny, undefeated, and you can see why. A ton of skill there, and he just landed 2 big shots, a left and a right to Pablo.
Yeah, both men are exchanging and landing, but Manny's just wearing it a little better, has the better of the chins.
The one thing, if I'm going to say, that Pablo has going for him so far is he's been landing the overhand or the hook right or hook left that he's been throwing, and he hasn't done it a lot since that first round, but when he throws it, he seems to get it, and that's what you said. Every time Manny walks in for the exchange, he takes that left.
Yeah, to your credit, he just landed it there again. He's got a good right hand and left hook, and, you know, I mean, Pablo's a good fighter. Yeah, I just think in Manny, you know, again, like I kind of alluded to earlier, he's got that Arturo Gatti style. He's just going to come forward. He's not afraid to exchange with you. He's got a great chin, obviously got a lot of heart, and that's just a hard pace to keep up for, I think, for Pablo here.
Wow, how about that comparison? Vince McGinnis throwing out some Arturo Gatti love. I mean, watching that guy fight, especially against Mickey Irish,
yeah,
those are some great fights back in the day.
If you were born after the 90s, sorry, you're not going to get that reference. And it's a really even matchup. It's a good fight. You know, it's a good fight back and forth. This is good for both fighters. They're both going to grow from this.
And here's a little bit what you were talking about at the end of round 2, where it looks like experience, also maybe a little bit less fatigue than Pablo. Manny's starting to land a little bit more in these exchanges here. You also see head movement-wise, the way he slips, moves underneath. It is a little bit different for a straight boxer compared to someone that really trains in all the arts here.
Right, exactly. And Pablo, for an MMA striker, is very technical. But, you know, you're seeing someone in Manny, this is all they do 100% of their time is designated to boxing and the sweet science. And that's just hours and hours and hours that Pablo doesn't quite have. And you're seeing some of that here. But Pablo's got great heart, and he's staying in there really well.
And these fighters haven't slowed down a bit since round number 1, which is what we love to see here. 2 guys giving it all for all 4 rounds of this bout. 17 seconds left to go here in round 3 of 4 in this fight.
Yeah, big shots. Now Manny's starting to land some big shots. That uppercut of his lands.
And Manny's crowd starting to get loud again. They sense a victory coming for their guy here. He's got 1 round left to go. You just heard the 10-second knock, and that is it. Round 4.
Be smart.
And if you're wondering why they got together and then were split up again, it took a little while for Manny's corner to get out. So the referee had to pause the bout at the very beginning there. But we are back to the action. Manny is right back to what he's been doing for 4.5 straight rounds, which is sitting in the pocket and landed monster shots. And now he's doing his level changes, and he's landed a few body shots in this round so far too.
Yeah, he's landing big hooks to the body and uppercuts to the head. Starting to wear on Pablo a lot.
The right hand again landed for Pablo, so he's finding his spots every once in a while, but it hasn't been enough yet to put Manny on his heels.
He's making it a fight. It's a great fight. Like I was alluding to earlier, when Pablo gets on the inside, he finds those underhooks and starts turning Manny, and you can hear his crowd, not too happy with that.
And Manny is stalking Pablo down at this point. Pablo's still moving forward, but without much to it other than keeping his head down and every once in a while throwing those uppercuts and body shots. Well, right there, backed off and threw a nice double tap jab, but Manny seems to be the aggressor so far.
Yeah, Manny would just wear on you. Just come forward. Good pressure.
And again, the red corner's crowd is going crazy. Manny Correa, Pablo Caballero in our best boxing match so far of the evening. 1 minute, 23 seconds left to go.
Yeah, Pablo's landing, but just doesn't have his feet set. So when he lands, not a lot of power behind it because he's constantly on that back foot. But a ton of heart shown here by Pablo. Obviously a little outclassed in the boxing realm, but staying in there, making it a great fight.
Well,
very competitive.
And I think both of us know he's not going to win the fight, but this has to let him know he can be in there with boxers.
Right.
Now, how many fights you want to go like this, accumulating shots to the head, I don't know.
Right.
Because you're going to end up fighting guys like Manny that can do that to you, but it does let you know you have a skill set that can go 4 rounds with a professional boxer that's undefeated.
Right. Agreed. Big shots. Good turn there from Pablo and a jab cross on the exchange. That was really nice.
With only 18 seconds left to go, everything is being poured out from both these fighters. Pablo knows he is down in the cards and doing everything possible to try and land a power shot here and put Manny down. The 10-second knock just went, Vince. It's going to be a little too late for Pablo, but again, what a great fight. Both guys giving everything they got to the bell, and that is it. Outstanding heart shown from both these guys, and there's a little headbutt respect. Maybe respect, I don't know. After 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have scored this bout the same, 39-37 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated, fighting out of the red corner,